So here now with more, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Congressman, good to see you tonight. You know, what's your response to that? He's saying, you heard the congressman, he said that Congress can handle it. You know, they look at a lot of classified documents and they can be trusted with it, and it should be turned over right away. There were summaries at the beginning of each section, apparently, and you heard what he said.
Even the summaries oftentimes referenced grand jury information based on reporting I've seen. But the macro problem is that Democrats are dealing with the consequences of their own eroding credibility. How can Democrats say that we just need members of Congress to be able to look at intelligence and information and then cast their opinions or views on it when for the last 22 months, Adam Schiff and other Democrats have been saying that they had actual evidence, that they had cold, hard evidence of collusion. And there is no dispute, Martha, as to the conclusion of the Mueller report that there was no criminal conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia.
You've seen the reporting in the Washington Post and the New York Times, both papers reporting that there were strongly differing opinions, according to their reporting,
but that's on obstruction.
about the findings in the report.
Yeah, I've looked at that reporting carefully, Martha, and it seems to suggest that there were members of the Mueller team that believed that the question about obstruction of justice should have been left up to Congress rather than the Attorney General. That's no surprise to me because Mr. Mueller populated his team with people who had worked for the Clinton Foundation, were partisan supporters of Hillary Clinton's campaign, and so it would be likely to have a difference of opinion. But there is no reporting or no evidence of any difference of opinion as to the principal question of collusion with Russia. And, you know, even the member of Congress you just had on, Mr. Ruda, he said that when Republicans stood up for the State of the Union and applauded the president, that we were literally applauding collusion. So I think there's a lot of crow for Democrats to eat, and it's a tough time for them to have to make the argument that if you just give everything to Congress, the American people can trust Congress because it was Democratic members of Congress that weren't telling the truth.
Let me ask you, take a look at the RCP average of the president's job approval numbers, which really have not changed throughout the course of all of this. Quick thought on that, and then I got one more for you.
I think a lot of the Mueller stuff was baked in. I think that the president's supporters weren't, and his opponents held similar views, but I expect that as we have more bandwidth to discuss things other than the Trump-Russia story, that we will be able to talk more about an economy that's improving and helping Americans.
I got to go. So 10 seconds, and you know what the question is, I would imagine, because it's all over everywhere that you're going to run for Senate in Alabama. You're from Florida. Are you going to do that?
Well, I share about 100 miles of border with my district in Alabama. I expect I'll be on both sides of that border in the 2020 election to defeat Doug Jones and help the president. But right now, I have no plans to do anything other than seek re-election to the Congress. But we certainly need to beat Doug Jones, and I hope we get a good candidate to do that. And I'll be there to help the president, whatever he asks.
Congressman, thank you. Good to have you back.
Thank you.